All right, everybody, we are live, and we are just been joined by Pat, the real man genius himself. It's been a long time no see. How's your bear hunting trip, man?
Do what?
How was your bear hunting trip?
It went well, in terms of enjoying, but the weather kept the bears down. So getting out there in the country and just enjoying new, huh?
Was it too hot? Because usually bears will come out in mild rain. So
it was just rain and wouldn't stop, dude.
Oh man, that stinks.
Yep. The sun came out the last day.
Yeah.
Do I have any background noise? Is there anything feeding?
I don't hear anything, but I'm deaf as a doornail, so hopefully somebody else will tell us. Yeah, let's see. Right. Patriot Ninja, I'll just jump right in. Alaskan Blitzes, have you swapped out the sights on your Henry X yet, or are you making do? I got the sights. I didn't swap them out because Pat here built me a rail out of one for a Marlin, built me a full-length rail, and I haven't put a scope on it yet. So I've actually gone through bear season without a 4570 right now. That's, you know.
Well, I took a 308, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Well, when I go to the Russian River this week, if I go, we'll do that. So, but before we get started here, just remember Blackout Optics, discount code Alaskan. All right, very, very nice scopes, good high quality stuff. Again, discount code Alaskan. I'll be having a full review on it, hopefully coming up next week. I keep saying that every week, and I don't get around to doing it. So, but you can get some percentage off your order there. I think it's 5 or 10% there. I can't remember. And also Blackbeard fire starters. Make sure you go check them out. They're really good. I actually took some of the Blackbeard fire starter and put it in my what do you call it? Not Cinderella. Citronella bug mosquito candle the other day while I was hunting, so that it would burn hot enough to kill all the mosquitoes around me, or get all the skeeters around me, as you say down there, all the skeeters. So that's that. All right, skeeters. Yeah. Oh man, they were so thick they could carry you off, man. All right, let's see who we got in here. First is Dan O'Neill. We got Mr. Grizzly Crazy himself, Patriot Ninja. All right, who just got a new Henry X 4570. Pat's got a lot of videos on that too. All right, Mr. Tactical Lever Action Guy.
Yeehaw!
Yep. I got to work on that video, man. Mr. Tactical Lever Action Guy. So there's that.
I still need to work on my latest Henry X video. It's back. I just haven't done the video. I took it down in the swamps in late April. Just haven't had time to put the video together.
Yeah, there we go. Alaskan Dabbers is here. Adam Hymas, good friend of the channel, is also here. Oh, okay. I did not know Storm Lake was gone, man. All right. As usual, Adam Hymas can get me a greeting there. And let's see, Old Doc Sims is here. Alaska One Andy. Double Out Buck is here. Brooks Brown. Someone stopped a brown bear in his tracks with Double Out Buck here. Oh wow, they got lucky. So Big Al. Yeah. Oh, it was a chest shot from what I hear. Cool. All right, let's welcome to the chat, Mr. Drop It Like It's Scott.
What's up?
Been trying to get him on chat for a while. He cleared his schedule last week, and then I realized the last minute I had a meeting I had to go to and couldn't do it last week. So apologize for that, Mr. Scott. How's it going?
Good, man. It's good. How are you?
Doing good. So we're just gonna get into all the craziness tonight. Normally on Gun Chat we take a lot of user questions and user stuff, but
right.
Tonight I think we're gonna go into the ATF and do some commenting live. All right. If y'all are up for helping me do that, so helping me.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not politically correct, so we might do several comments in a row. Never. All right. So, Mr. Dude 1001, nice to see you. Yeah, you drop it like a Scott. He must know you. Cool.
That's my kiddo.
Cool. Okay. ATF hot takes. ATF hot takes. There we go.
I've got no problem with it. I'm actually loaded up on that whole ATF thing, so I got no problem with it at all. I've got a video that I'm editing right now that I hope people understand the humor. It's unlike anything I've done, so I hope that people actually get what I'm doing with it.
There you go.
Yeah. I actually posted my comment on what's today? Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Posted it on Friday. I think Friday or Saturday. I forget which day it was, but I posted it up there. So,
yep. Patriot Ninja here's got a good word for it there. American Tyrant Federation. That's that.
I thought it was AFT.
Could be. All right. So, Scott Leeper, Minneapolis has started up again. Send in your comments to stop David Chipman. Yep. Got to do that. We got the Wilderness guy in here. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. So, before we get started, we do have a user question. So, do you think extreme defenders are viable for daily carry? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And if except in big brown bear country, they're all right for carry in the woods, carry in the house, carry in your car, carry in the Walmart, whatever. Absolutely yes. They're gonna overpenetrate some. All right. Make sure there's not a wife and kids, standing behind them. But
that's what I had in brown bear country.
Yeah, hard cast, I bet. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. So
yeah, we couldn't find black bears anywhere, but brown bears, man, when we did, their pads, toes, and claws were beyond the size of my hand.
Oh yeah, that's a small one. All right. So anyway,
you want to see a small bear? Come to Central Florida.
Seriously. All right. Well, so yeah, extreme defenders viable for daily carry. Yeah, for just your like self-protection, I bought 2 boxes of extreme defenders the other day. I actually think I've been an HST guy, but I'm thinking extreme defenders might be the way to go, especially in the winter. Make sure you get that full penetration. So anyway, all right. Before we get started, let's have these guys talk about what's coming up on their channel. Drop it like a Scott. You're new, so we'll let you go first. Tell us all about your channel, what's coming up, and what you're doing, and let everybody come in. One of my guys with the wrench, what do you call them? Moderators. That's what you call them. Put the link to your channel in the description or in the live chat. So
awesome.
Mine. So go ahead and tell us. Drop it like a Scott. I guess I'm gonna call you Drop Scott from now on. How's that?
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a fun gun channel. I do gun reviews, gun range time. I'll talk about different guns here and there. Get some new guns, some old guns, some classic guns, some old school wheel guns, and I do try and do some giveaways periodically here and there. I've actually got one coming up on Saturday, doing a giveaway of a biometric safe. So we've got about almost 100 people entered in for that giveaway so far. But yeah, I put videos out every Monday and Wednesday. My Monday videos are 9mm Monday. It's just a quick 1 to 2 minute video of me just being crazy out on the range shooting a 9mm pistol. And then my Wednesday videos are usually more in-depth, detailed about whatever particular gun I have at that time. And then at the end of the videos, I leave a word of encouragement just to kind of encourage what's going on out in the world today, because there's so much hate and negativity. I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to have something fun and encouraging to leave people to think.
Cool. Well, it looks like Adam Hymas has put your link in the channel, so make sure everybody subscribe. Artac and Daughters. All right, y'all know Pat, so go ahead, Pat. Tell us what's going on with you lately, what you're working on, and more about the rain on the bear hunting trip.
Well, what I'm working on here lately, I've got some more lever content. I'm actually about to completely rebuild my little Rossi 92. it's going to get the full ridiculous treatment as the rest of them. I've got a video coming out from the swamps that I went to in April. Took the Henry 4570, rolled a hog. He was dead before he hit the ground. Of course, I went to Texas with ARFCOM, so that content is all going to be on the AR15.com channel. Went down there and had a blast. Trained with Rob Higgins from Muzzle Front LLC. Did some videos with Whip Machine. Shot a bunch of their silencers. Actually put one of their suppressors on my 4570. Shot their suppressed 50 Beowulf. Did some machine gun stuff. Then they had a Waypoint 2020 sitting there waiting on me. And the way that it worked out, I literally had 4 hours to take this Waypoint 2020 from torquing scope rings to hitting out to 1050. So that thing wound up being just boringly accurate. And so anyway, that's all coming up on the ARFCOM channel. I could probably keep going, but we'll just not make it all about me.
Absolutely, absolutely. My internet's getting a little spotty down here in the basement, so y'all forgive me if I start roboting, okay? So, anyway. All right, Gabe McNeil's here. Good. All right. Well, the party can start now, Gabe. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you guys are going to help me type the comment section. So is that showing up? Oh, no. There we are. Window, Chrome tag. There we go. I got to hit a few more buttons. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm not going to see a lot of what the comments are going to say, so you guys got to tell me what people are saying if you don't mind. So comment. All right. All right, so what should I start with? Like hello?
No, just jump right to it. Don't even worry about hello. Just, what you're doing is overreach, period. There you go.
Very existence is unconstitutional, and any rule you make is not binding by law thereof. An agency that circumvents, I might need to spell that correctly, circumvents the legislative power and process of Congress to ban or legalize things is very un-American.
Make sure to put that braces are so plentiful now that they are common use. That's common use seems to be the magic term.
Yep. Your attempt to regulate braces. Oh. I hate it. I must have like a weird thing. Like every time I type something, the mouse will just appear somewhere else. So I must be like on the keyboard, like over the mouse thing pad, Your attempt to regulate braces that you said were legal and in some instances okay to shoulder. Now going back on your word against a product that now has millions of users.
Lawful users.
Took the word right out of my mouth.
There we go. So, word against
but just make sure to say that braces are so plentiful that they are now what would be considered common use.
Are in common use. You would make felons of, you would mail felons of millions of innocent people overnight. If you are adding braces or certain braces to the NFA, you are making an unconstitutional rule. Unconstitutional rule to an unconstitutional. Let me make sure I'm spelling that again, right? Constitutional law by an unconstitutional agency. This will lead to years of lawsuits, which you will handily lose. The Second Amendment exists precisely so that the people can use the same weapons to protect themselves from the government as the government has.
I put in mind that having this rule put in place will do or will have nothing to do with stopping any sort of criminal activity other than making criminals.
Yep.
Now, I have a point that I can elaborate on later, but basically my comment centered around the fact that by them issuing this proposal is they are saying that there are many unregistered SBRs out in common use that are not posing a problem to society outside of the fact that the ATF needs to gather $200 per piece. So if something is illegal and just a matter of paying $200 to the government makes it legal again, then it's unlawfully illegal. So anyway, that was pretty much my argument. We can discuss that one at length later.
Cool. Let's see. This will not prevent any crime except to not prevent any crime. It will only, you'll see how bad I am at typing here. It will only cause crime. It will only cause crime by making millions of people criminals overnight. You are crossing the Rubicon with your alleged powers, and we will not turn these in, nor pay fees, nor register things you once said was legal, and that the Constitution recognizes our God-given rights. Now, if I could just spell God, that would be hopefully pleasing to God. Whoever proposed this rule change should be arrested for violating the constitutional rights of the people. As every ATF agent who has ever enforced a law should be.
My final 4 words on mine were, I will not comply.
That's pretty much that's where mine fell in.
You will start a second war of governmental oppression against the peoples of these United States. We will not comply. Now, I think I've said everything I want to say. Anybody got some suggestions? Are there any suggestions in the comments or the live chat? I can't look at it because it's not on the screen. Anybody got any suggestions they would like to do? Is there any in the? Let's see. Can one send the ATF a meme asking for a friend? Yeah, actually, there's an attachment thing there. Saying that ATF confirms that they don't. Let's say now that they don't need to rewrite that statement. Okay, that's a good point. There you go. And which you don't have the authority to do in the first place.
Give me just 1 second, guys.
Yep. Sure thing, man. All right. So this is, we will not comply. There we go. All right. Yeah, with this add a file right here, I bet you could add a meme there, Adam Hymas. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And ooh, don't want to put all that on there. Let's see. We'll just put yeah, I don't want it to automatically show my email address, so there we go. There we go. And that's all I'm going to put. Any other suggestions there? So
It's a well-formed letter there, sir.
all right. Any Matt, kiss my ass, socialist. The government wants as many of us to become felons as possible. They fear us. We're only the true threat to their power. That's a good point. All right, I got somebody else in here. Who is this? I got to see Buzz the Clown. But, oh, that's...
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
No, not much, man. Just loading in some ciders.
Here you go. What you loading up?
I have my first PRS match in a week and a half, so 6.5 Creedmoor.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep. I've been looking to load those up for a while, so. All right, so I'm going to submit this federal registry on the braces since we're doing this live. And where's the submit button?
Got to click the X. There you go.
There we go. I'm going to screenshot that. All right, so there's my comment. There we go. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing that screen. I'll have to go all here. So, looks like Pat lost us for a second. So, anyway, so that's my opinion. You guys saw how strongly I worded it, so I hope that doesn't like kill the kill the comment. It's one of those they're trying to discard, but
I think they're trying to discard as many of them as they possibly can.
Absolutely, they are. So, that's that. So,
Yeah. I think last time I was on there, I checked, and I think there was only like not even 15,000 comments on there last time I looked, which is not good. We got to get more on there.
yeah, there's over 40,000 today.
Oh, good. Because
So,
I know last time in December there was pushing 90,000 comments.
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely got to get more comments on there. What 6.5 are you loading up there, Buzz? And if you wouldn't mind putting your real YouTube channel name on there so that my guys can put your link in the channel or Instagram or wherever you want to do your stuff at. So,
My YouTube name is Buzz the Clown. Maybe it's Buzz the Clown. I'm not quite sure.
okay. So what you loading up in 6.5 Creedmoor?
140 grain, Hornady hollow point boat tails underneath some H4350 on once.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah,
Nice.
I've got to get to loading my 6.5 Creedmoor. I've been neglecting it. I've been loading my 6.5 by 284 Norma.
Oh, nice.
So I've been having fun with that gun because it's actually the most accurate rifle I have right now with the hand load. So
Sure.
Yeah.
there you go.
I didn't mean to knock me out, but I knocked me out.
Well, welcome back. So any suggestions? I'll put in another comment if we want to do that again, but I just thought that'd be a fun thing to do live.
Okay. I didn't see you post it. Did you actually put a name or anything with it? Like
No,
public comment?
I left it anonymous. I mean, they can look up the IP address and know who it is anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You know, it's like,
Well, see, I went ahead and put my name and everything with the exclusion of my address just because it's public.
Right.
That was the only thing I left out. Just went ahead and left mine public.
yeah.
They know who everybody is anyway. I mean, there's no hiding anything. You put your email address in there, they've already got all the information that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I just don't want Joe Q Public knowing my address. That's the only thing. It's a national public database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm about to make a whole video about it, so I don't even. Well, actually, the video's made. I'm just editing it.
There you go.
Look forward to that video.
Cool.
Yeah, I started a different kind of humor. I hope people can get it. It's really quick, just back and forth, 2 different camera angles. It's completely satirical. Hopefully, it actually people get it and it flies.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So now that I'm back, does anybody hear any background noise that needs to go away?
The only background noise I'm hearing is the rain in my back patio.
Okay, we're good.
Can you share some of that? We are like, I'm having to go out with and water my garden like every day. Fortunately, we're on water, so it's not really running up my water bill. But
it's been raining nonstop for like 2 days straight.
Yeah, we've had
Need
nothing.
to send some of that to South Dakota.
Yeah, there you go. Be
We've
more
had
than happy to.
Blue bird skies for 2 weeks now, man. Blue bird skies.
See, I set some posts in the ground and poured some concrete, the sackcrete, and right before I left for Montana, I said, boy, I hope it rains before I get back. And then the universe just didn't understand. It rained the whole time I was in Montana. I was meaning for my concrete.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh, no background noise there. Cool. So typically on Late Night Gun Chat, we just answer user questions. So if anybody's got some user questions, I just wanted to go ahead and do that ATF comment live. I thought it would be fun for everybody to watch what I would put, or at least, that's that.
While we're waiting on questions, my take on it is the fact that the ATF is saying that pistol braces are creating SBRs. What they are, in fact, just admitting is there are millions of unregistered SBRs that are not causing a problem for society. So what they say, you need to take on the offensive and flip it on them. That's just what it comes down to. Nothing is illegal until they say it's illegal, and then they turn around and ask for $200 to make it legal. I'm just not digging it.
There you go.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a money grab.
Yeah, that's it. It's a money grab. And right now, my dollar's they're worth less than it's ever been worth. So I'm not doing it. This safe that's behind me, and there's another. But anyway, the safe that is behind me, they're not gathering any more income off of it.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Adam Hymas wants to know, where's the new guy's beard?
This one or one of these others?
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's Buzz.
It's clowning season. I shave.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right.
I just thought it was because all the sun made mine ginger. And, they say that gingers don't show up. They don't have a soul, so they don't show up in mirrors. I thought that maybe my ginger beard just wasn't showing up.
All right.
Well, I'm surprised you're not seeing more grays on mine.
Sure. Alaskan Dabbers has asked best 5.56 223 rounds for home defense. Panic bought my first AR-15 because Biden said not to. That's a good reason to buy one. I can agree with that. I had to hand load these because you're not going to find them, but this is the best load for right here for home defense. This is the Barnes 62 grain tipped TSX. So it's got enough power to penetrate, but not. But if you hit your target, it probably won't over penetrate or over penetrate with a whole heck of a lot less velocity. I've never seen a TTSX not do the job. So definitely one of those. So I had to hand load these. These are the brass is from Lapua brass that I ordered from Midway. I ordered the bullets from Midway too. Had to have the primers and powder here. So that's Alaskan Dabbers. Alaskan Dabbers, I think I just bought 2 more boxes of the bullets. They're right over here. Hold on a second. Of course, I don't have a knife on me right now to open the bullets, but I think Boondocks and Eagle Rivers has the bullets, or had the bullets right there. Yeah, in fact, they had them cheaper than Midway 2 months later, the pandemic. So there's only 50 per box. So if you can hand load them, if you do any hand loading, if not, we'll talk. Alaskan Dabbers, let me know, and I won't hook you up. But if you can get the stuff, I'll try to help you out there. So let me know what we can do on that. You got my Instagram and everything, Alaskan Dabbers. So let me know. Anybody else got an opinion on that as far as best AR-15 223 rounds for home defense?
I mean, right now I'm just trying to get as much 5.56 and 2.23 as I possibly can. So whatever's available, I just get it. So
I had to sell all mine. Chuck, you can see my shelf is empty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Actually, DCS, we just took in a local girl, so all of my ammo kind of had to go up.
There you go.
It's still here. They just kind of made me put it up.
There you go.
Gotcha. Yep. So, what about you? What about you, Buzz? You got a favorite AR-15 home defense round?
One that enters people.
There you go.
I've never done any ballistic testing with it, so yeah. I'm actually pretty new to firearms within the last year and a half. So
Gotcha. Speaking of 6.5 Creedmoor, I actually have my AR-10 6.5 Creedmoor sitting right by me for home defense, and I've got loaded in it. Pat, can you guess what I have loaded in my 6.5 Creedmoor for home defense? Take a wild guess.
6.5 for home defense. I bet it's a ballistic tip. Probably somewhere in the 120-ish grain.
Yeah. Well, you've watched my channel enough. You should know what my favorite bullet is. Just saying.
So, yeah, ballistic tip, 120-ish grain. Am I close?
You're close. Getting there.
Yeah, I can't finalize the number, but yeah.
Getting close. Once again, it's a Barnes. These are factory. I've got 400 of these to load, but these are the 127 grain LRX. So
yep, yeah, LRX. I was trying to get the prefix right. I was like ELD. No.
You know I hate Hornady ELDX. So
yeah, but I was sitting there. There's too many letters. GMX,
TTSX, they're all the same. You guys in Tennessee don't know how to count that far anyway. Yeah.
Well, shoot, I was sending the 142s out to 1050. So yeah, I thought that was pretty wild. That's all we could get our hands on.
Right. Yeah, I just got a box of ELDM match to shoot. So I'm gonna do that as well.
Yeah, I just couldn't. Like I said, I just couldn't put my finger on the exact thing at that moment.
Yeah. And Adam Hymas says for 5.56 home defense, anything 55 grain or heavier that expands or fragments. I'd agree with that. Yeah, I have a whole ammo can with about 600 ish, give or take, because I did some videos on it. 600 60 grain VMAX. So yeah, I've actually killed whitetail deer when I lived in Georgia with 55 grain VMAX right there. So it'll do the job. Trust me, you would not want to be that deer. So
yeah, I got a buddy of mine let me take his 6.5 Creedmoor lever action out this weekend. So I'm excited to shoot that one. And then he's giving me his Henry 4570 as well.
Nice.
So
yeah,
we're some range time this weekend.
We're very, very big on the Henry lever actions here. So
Yeah. If I open this safe, it'll be the first one facing you.
There you go. Yeah, I'd love to get one at some point to have in my collection.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's like the best bear defense gun, 4570. It's the original assault rifle, the lever action 4570, the original assault rifle with the rifle caliber. So, assaulted millions of buffalo.
I'll take it all day long.
Yeah. Yep.
So here's a question. Wouldn't 300 blackout sub still be a better option for especially home defense?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. I haven't found a 300 blackout sub that expands really reliably in any of the guns I've tried. And the one thing we haven't tried is Controlled Chaos from Underwood, the Lehigh bullet. And I think my buddy got some to try in his 16-inch 300 blackout, and that might do it. So the advantage is obviously you could suppress a 300 blackout really easily. It'd be a lot more quiet in the house. The flash will be hidden. The disadvantage is you bring your power level down to the same as a 45 ACP. You know, like a 210 bullet, 200 grain bullet going 1,050 feet per second to be subsonic is pretty much a 45 ACP. As far as the ballistics are concerned, 200 grain plus speed bullet is going to be going about 1050 out of a 45 ACP. So they're right there. I mean, obviously you get more distance with the 300 blackout even than a 45 ACP because of the streamlinedness of the bullet, comparatively speaking, and the ballistic coefficient, if you will. But it's still going to drop like a rock if you have property, like you're defending a property area, like you live on a farm, or if you have a mansion or something like that. But yeah, overall, if you can find a round that is much more expansive in subsonic, yeah, I would say that definitely. But for those of us who don't have a 300 blackout suppressed yet, you just keep a pair of Howard lights on your nightstand, or Electronic Ear Pro. So, but yeah, I would agree with that. What do you guys think?
Well, for me, basically, I keep a suppressed 223, but my thinking is that it changed. I had a guy that actually came up in the driveway threatening us. He faked us out, saying that he had already called 911. This whole stupid mess. But the guy was basically thinking that he was going to use his truck as a not a human shield, a shield for himself. So when it comes to 223 and 5.56, I just load up green tips.
Yeah.
I am so rural. I don't worry about over penetration. The way that everything's turned, the kids, their bedrooms are this way, and all of my threats would be that way. So I'm not worried about the kids. I'm not worried about neighbors. I just keep green tips loaded up for myself, and that's my personal need. So 223, 5.56, which actually would be 5.56 suppressed. If I actually had to pull the trigger, then I'm not worried about hearing at that time because tinnitus is less than dying. But like I said, the situation that changed my whole mind thought on it, dude came up in the driveway trying to use his truck as his little defensive fort. So I'm not worried about over penetration. I yielded to penetration.
Yeah, absolutely.
That may be counterproductive to what some people say, but that's my situation. So I went with full on penetration. We'll sling what we've got.
Yeah, we've seen so many videos on how a vehicle will not stop a particular rifle round. So it'll go right through it.
Yeah. So the last person that yielded threats to me was in my driveway in a truck. So let's forget the whole ballistic tip thing. Let's just go straight for penetration. Yeah.
Yeah. Alaskan Dabbers just said he just got over 1,000 green tips. So, yeah. And if you're living in Anchorage heck, you might need those green tips for black bear. That's why the 6.5 Creedmoor is very often by my bedside, because I'm as most likely to have a black bear in the yard attacking my dogs, or even in the house. There's a guy at my church who, you can look up the story on Alaska Daily News, Anchorage Daily News, whatever it's called, Alaska Daily News. There's a guy at my church. He told me the story. He had a black bear coming down his hallway. So, you know, and he shot it with all he had at the time was well, he had more guns, but all he had handy was his backup gun for it. He was a cop at the time. All he had was his backup gun was a Glock 27, and he had 180 grain Spear Gold Dot in it. So, and he put all 9 rounds into the bear, some into the, you know, the first shots were kind of more shoulder area, and they got 4 or 5 through the heart, I think, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. And it took all 9 shots that are in that gun for it to go down, but it went down. So, you know, it just depends. So, next question, Dan O'Neill. We talked about it a little bit above. We're Glock barrel swaps. Choices: good, the bad, the ugly. KKM's the good. Lone Wolf is the bad and ugly. You know, anything else out there that anybody else has tried? There's a bunch of new ones. It depends on what Glock you're going for. If it's 10 millimeter, go KKM. All right. You're going to wait for it. You're going to pay for it, but it's worth it. But if it's anything else, 9 millimeter, you know, I haven't tried Lone Wolf in 9 millimeter, but they're 10 millimeter. The first one I got was the Alpha Wolf. I sent it back because it wouldn't feed. The second one I got was the 9-inch old steel barrel ones they used to do, not the Alpha Wolf, and had to get that one fixed up. So KKM is the way to go. That's the way I see it. Anybody else got a Glock barrel they like?
The only one that I really swapped was actually a Silencer Co. brand, and it was threaded. And basically what I got with that was not really the unsupported chamber. It's a little bit tighter, but I didn't get any feeding problems from it. And my brass comes out a little bit nicer. So that's all I've got. But now that Silencer Co. barrel, I bet you could buy 3 barrels for the cost of that one. Like 3 other brand names for the cost of that one.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's for sure.
Probably sure I'm going to get a lot of attention on this one, but I do not own a Glock, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing, man. When it comes to owning a Glock, you can base your experience without a Glock, but when you're talking to other people, like in society, kind of they base things on Glock, which I kind of consider Glock this. I don't know if I'm going to say it correctly. I consider Glock this lowest common denominator, but it is a baseline. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of other ones that are comparable to a Glock, but I've owned one Glock in my collection, and that was the Glock 20, and but that one went away.
No, you need to keep a Glock 20. When I went to Montana, that's what I had. Glock 20. Yeah. I had a 308 and a Glock 20. So, you know, when you're literally in the thick of it, and let's say you have some kind of health issue, you get mauled by a bear, you're getting helicoptered out of there. When I think of what is my last stand weapon, that's a Glock 20.
Good to know. May have to revisit that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, while you're not going to hone your shooting marksmanship with a Glock 20, that's just, you get proficient with it, and you know that if you get charged in the backcountry, you empty out your primary, you go for your secondary, that is a really good secondary to stand behind.
There you go. Yeah. I'll definitely reach back out then.
Glock 20 is number 1 handgun for bear defense in Alaska. That's what. If a customer's walking into my gun store, which I don't have a gun store right now, but when I worked in gun stores, they're asking for a bear defense pistol. Guess what? It's a Glock 20. And most of the time I try to steer them towards Glock 40 because it's just that much better, shoots that much better, but it's a Glock 20 is number one that people look for.
Yes.
So, but if you haven't shot the 20 and the 40 side by side, you'll get a Glock 20 and be like, oh, I want this. But once you shoot a Glock Model 40 side by side, you'll never go back to the 20. So much smoother with that front heavy slide and the 4.5 pound disconnect in the trigger. So much smoother as Glock 20. All right.
Nice.
So we're actually on Glock barrel swaps. Buzz, you have any ideas on Glock barrel swaps there?
Not a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I've owned a Glock 19 that I just didn't shoot well. Mostly it was I didn't have the time to go and shoot it at the time, and I wanted to get a suppressor. So that was a fast way to kind of get me there. But if I was going to, I would have to evaluate what my goals with that barrel would be. Do I want it to be suppressed? So if I do, then I'm looking for a threaded barrel. Do I just want to go with a Glock standard? Then I'm just going to stick with Glock. But if I want a high performance, then you're going to be looking at your higher end barrels. Just because the machining is so much more incredible aftermarket sometimes that, yeah, I mean, Glock makes a hell of a product. I mean, they've been around for how long, and they just shoot and they shoot and they shoot. I mean, there's not really stories of a Glock stopping, and I think that's a testament to their just their mechanics and their design. But when it comes down to it, it really comes down to what you want to do with that gun.
Absolutely. All right, let's see.
That's generic.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a lot of people talking about a lot of reloading. No 6.5 Creedmoor in Arizona, apparently. Sorry, Christopher. There we go. Okay, 7.62 by 39 Golden Tiger. It fragments an AR platform. So if you got an AR, a 7.62 by 39, that's not a bad choice for home defense.
I just picked one of those up.
Yep.
What are you guys running for barrels in your AR-10 6.5 Creedmoor?
Mine's just an Aero Precision. I bought the upper like it was. It's an 18-inch Aero Precision. I'm losing 200 feet per second, maybe 250, depending on the load with the 18-inch. But I have a 24-inch Bergara that shoots lights out. So I figured I wanted a kind of an 18-inch as a all-purpose. I might even make it more of a DMR setup, or not DMR, but like SPR, like just like a 1-to-8 battle rifle type setup on it, just to make it different than a precision rifle. But with iron sights, that's all I got on it right now. Cheap Magpul plastic iron sights, if you will, plastic sights. It shoots 1.25 inches at 100 yards, so I can't with the 127 grain LRX, which shoots great in all my Creedmoors, so and performs well on Caribou. So that's what I got in mind. Anybody else got an AR-10 6.5?
I don't. My first experience with the 6.5 was literally 2 weeks ago. The Springfield Waypoint. That thing was boringly accurate, but yeah, that's my extent. That's the first time I stepped in with the 6.5.
All right, Hunter Kirk's here from North Idaho. Nice to see you, man. Got a 20 gauge 3-inch turkey loads for inside the house. Wife and daughters can shoot with low recoil. 4-shot makes a mess at close range. Yeah, now that's a viable load for home defense. There's nothing wrong with that. I do have to say that if you've shot those 3-inch turkey loads, most of those 3-inch turkey loads aren't low recoil in a 20 gauge. 20 gauge with really, really high 20 gauge with really, really high powder charges and really high shot tends to not be low recoil. It's only when you get the lighter stuff that 20 gauge is low recoil. What do you think, Pat?
Well, I don't have a lot to do with a 20 gauge. That's my only issue. So I'm going to bow out of that conversation. Just 12 gauge. That's all I deal with.
Yeah. I got a 20 gauge loaded in the closet with buckshot. So.
Yeah, I do 12 gauge, and then I've got 410.
Yeah, I just wish I could speak more on the 20.
Yeah. One thing that's nice about a 20 gauge these days is you can still find ammo in just about anywhere you go. 12 gauge is hard to find, buckshot and stuff like that. Though I've seen more and more of it lately here. Right? What about you? You think you got any opinion on a 20 gauge?
Well, I shot a turkey with it once. That was the first. It was the first shotgun I learned how to shoot when I was like 15 or 16. And then, I mean, out in western South Dakota, we do a lot of pheasant hunting, grouse hunting. My parents were never into like deer or antelope, so we were just pretty much birds. And then I got into traps, so then 12 gauges are pretty much filling my gun safe right now.
Gotcha.
But I mean, 20 gauge is still better than nothing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're considering coming down to home defense, it's a gun, and especially right now when you can find 20 gauge ammo. Yeah, do you really have much more of a choice?
Yeah, that's for sure. And a good 20 gauge slug is going to outperform ballistically as far as the numbers most 44 Magnum loads. I mean, probably even higher than that. Probably most 454 Casull loads. It's going to be right in there, with a half-inch slug going 16 or 1700, or half-ounce slug. Half an ounce is 220, 215-ish grains, 218, something like that. Going 16 or 1700. That's a 44 Magnum sends a 185 grain at 1700-ish, depending on the load. So I don't know. It's like they're right there together. So having a 20 gauge slug is like having a 44 Magnum that a woman can control, like a petite woman can control. Not that all petite women can't control 44 Magnum. I'm sure there's some that are out there. My wife's, she doesn't like shooting my 44 Magnums, so she prefers 10 millimeter. That's why she carries 10 millimeter, but that's that. So, all right. Talking about here, Zaffiri Precision is a good barrel. Thank you. Cherry City, Barstow are top flight barrels. Yep. They've been around forever too. Glock 20 KKM. There you go. Any recommendations for muzzle brakes on the Henry X? Yes, both Pat and I have a video on it. The Ranger Point Precision Comet brake. It's not cheap, but it is well worth it. And they advertise on their website, Ranger Point Precision. They advertise on their website that it's 50% recoil reduction. And I'm sitting here going, no way. It's not 50%. There's no way. And then when I shot it, it's pretty darn close. Would you agree with that, Pat? I mean, it
is. And I've also got another that I'm testing. This one right here is new-ish. Now you see that big old hole? This is the Whip Machine SME. Let me see if I can get this thing out of here. That needs to come loose. It's a 3-chamber muzzle brake in a shroud. But now I can get the Comet. The Comet's just in that safe. But let me take this thing apart real quick.
That's the one that's not a suppressor. Yeah, but looks like one at the end.
Not a suppressor. I just need to get it to come loose. Of course, I didn't torque it down. It just torqued itself down, I guess, by temperature. But anyway, that is the Whip Machine SME. And give me just a second, and I'll show you the Comet. I'm not actually going to bring the weapon out.
Oh, remove him from the chat so nobody sees the combo in his gun safe. There we are. All right.
So here is the whip machine, or not the whip machine, the Ranger point. So here is the Ranger point. And they call it their Comet.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the 4570.
It works too.
Yep.
It makes it.
So now I have the leading and I have the contender. So I wish I could get the break out of this one. Now it does take up a lot more space. That's going to be the only issue with that one.
Yeah.
But there's a 3-chamber muzzle brake inside here that I guess for temperature reasons has cinched itself down.
Yeah. So those SMEs, as your video showed, those are designed to push the sound forward, so it's not going to kill your ear with one shot. Correct?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this one apart. Yeah, here the 30 cal will come right apart. So this one's a 30 cal. And there is the 3-chamber brake. Of course, that brake can sit by itself on the end of the barrel. And then, of course, right here, you just put the shroud on it. So now when you close it up, basically what you're doing is you are making a blast chamber that seals up tightly. So you get a 3-chamber blast chamber here with a long shroud. You can see how far I put my finger in it. That directs everything forward. And I actually shot 30-30 with no ears on and didn't hurt myself. So now 4570, I don't know if I'll shoot it without ears, but we'll try it.
Maybe just plugs in the ear.
Yeah, well, probably with foamies. But yeah, the Ranger point, that's the best one yet. Though I do have a contender.
Cool. Evoke says, converted my Glock 41 to 45 Super and couldn't be happier. Sweet, man. I converted my Glock 21 to 45 Super, and I love it. And I know for a fact it'll go straight through the head of a grizzly bear, as y'all saw probably on that video where I pulled it out of the grizzly bear's shoulder. So, and that grizzly bear is now my backrest here because it was a small one, but still, got a 6-foot grizzly bear. Got some green tips there. I see, Pat.
Yep. So when it comes to what do you keep for home defense, doubled up mags.
There you go. Matt here wants thoughts on the G36 3rd gen. Well, the G36 is a great gun. I personally don't like it. I have small hands and it fits my hand well, don't get me wrong, but I also have a Glock 30. I just don't see the point in when you can do a 10-round 45 of doing a 6-round 45. When the space is literally like less than a quarter of an inch or a quarter of an inch difference in my belt, why would I get 6 rounds instead of 10 rounds? And then in my 10-round 45, I can carry 13-round backup mags that fit the Glock 21 and function just fine in the Glock 30. So why would I get a G36? Ultra deep cover somewhere where you gotta have your gun and be protected and all that jazz. I understand that. So there is that. All right. But yeah, anybody else have any thoughts on G36? I've shot one. They shoot fine. I mean, they kick, well, I shot my 44 Magnum first, so it didn't feel like it kicked that well. But,
I've got 2 negative experiences with the G36 that don't reflect on the G36, but they're just not good, man. I actually traded into a G30. I showed up, and the dude actually threw a G36 at me, and I said, "No, this is not what we were talking about, buddy." And he said, "I didn't figure it would matter. It's the same dang gun." And I said, "Well, it's the same gun with the exception of a few rounds." So then he threw a G30 at me. So that was him being a general douche. And then the only negligent discharge that I have experienced was a G36, and the penetration just was pretty weak. But anyway, that just, yeah, that's kind of water under the bridge. But when you say G36, I'm just like, hard pass.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
And both of my reasons are not legit. It's just kind of two bad experiences. Nope.
Yeah, short barrel 45 isn't gonna. If it's a really expanding round, short barrel 45 is not gonna penetrate well. So, what about you, Buzz? Have you ever shot a G36? What are your thoughts?
Not a fan.
No, I haven't shot one of those, unfortunately.
To me, it's kind of. Yeah, to me, it's kind of like a. Why would you buy a G43 these days when the 43X is literally like the same length as your pinky extension, maybe a quarter of an inch? Or why would you buy a G43X or G43 when you can have a Springfield Hellcat or a SIG? What do they call it? P365. So that's that. So there's that. But I mean, it's a good gun. It's quality wise, it's fine. You know, if I'm gonna go single stack small, I want a 1911 3-inch commander size 1911. So there's that. Okay, he did see that video of your muzzle brake. So, what's your thought on 12 gauge cut for home defense? I'm not very familiar with 12 gauge cut shell, so you guys tell me what you think. Pat, I know that's something you probably know about.
Okay, cut shells. Now, this is an SME. I'm not going to go over here and get a shotgun shell. So this is going to represent my cylinder, if you will. So a cut shell, in theory, is you take a pocket knife and you cut around the crimp right here at the top. Basically, what that is going to do is that is going to send the full load of shot kind of like it was a slug. Now, in theory, it works. On the range, it works. But where my mind runs off with that is you have just diminished the structural integrity of that shell. You have opened up the variables. So, yeah, that cut shell might work if you're sitting there on the range. Let's cut it right now. But then you put it in a closet, you pick it up, you shake it around, you like yell at this dude that's coming in your house, and you've shaken the end that you just cut out of it out. You've created this variable that places you out there into the Milky Way where you have no control of anything. That's my thoughts on those. So while they might work in 5 minutes on the range, they might show up really awesome, really cool. Once you throw the real world at it, compromising the integrity of a shot shell doesn't set well with me.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
No way.
Sounds like a great way to plug a barrel.
Well, they crimp the end of it because they're trying to control variables, and then you cut it 1/8 of an inch away from the crimp.
My 100-pound 5'10" female friend loves shooting my 44 mag. There you go. And you need to take her hog hunting and get her some meat on the bones. No offense, but just saying. 5'10", 100 pounds. That's not good. So, yeah. I do hear some background noise, a little chirping type sound. I don't know who that is, but
yeah, I'm hearing the chirp, but that's not me.
It's the birds fighting in the rain over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm outside on my patio, and it's actually nice, but the wind is going, but the birds and the bats are flying around. So
there you go. Big Johnson Guns and Gear. What's a Glock? All right. Those of us who can't afford to custom everything like you do, which you have an awesome channel if you want to go see some custom cool guns. There, a Glock is CZ's dirty step uncle. right? So that's he's like the step uncle that gives a child porn or whatever, you know. That's what a Glock is. And it's still more reliable than a CZ. You put plus B plus in a CZ P10, it's not going to have the same effect as if you put a plus B plus in a Glock 19. But that's that.
Minus the whole plus B thing, I took my CZ P01 to a training event in Texas, and I only had one failure to completely go into battery. That was it. So all I had to do is just bump it on the back, and we were back in the game. But we're not talking about plus B.
Their double action CZs are incredible guns. Double action CZs are incredible guns. P01, P07. Some of their polymer frame guns don't like the triggers on them. They're very, very gritty, and they take time to work in on the double actions. But all of their double action guns are great guns. The P10C is a great gun, but there's a lot of instances. Same thing with the Beretta APX, which I own some Beretta APXs. They don't want you to shoot plus B plus through them. There's been issues. I know the APXs have blown extractors with plus B plus rounds. So that's not good. All right. So I'm kind of sticking to my Glock 19. You know, when it comes to 9mm, my wife carries a Glock, I carry a Glock, and then our bug out crap hits the fan gun is a Glock. And then 10mm, I carry a Glock and she carries a Glock. So, that's that. I mean, I do that. I love my Glock 30 Gen 3. There you go. Me too. I have a Glock 30 SF Gen 3. Can't beat that. Yeah, that's a great rifle. The Zaffiri M70, good rifle. I don't have one, but that's that. So, anybody play with that?
I had a Zastava that I wish that I'd kept. Now, I'll agree, Dan. I will agree. For the money, when I want something that I'll beat to pieces, it's a Glock. And I have two Glocks that I have beat to pieces. But I consider them, I don't know how you'd say it. They are the lowest common denominator, but they are the gold standard. I don't know how to compare those two, but Glock really does lend itself to beating the pieces and using reliably, but there are guns that do it way better. I guess that's the only way I could say it.
Yeah, sure thing. Have y'all tried 12 gauge mini shells? I've never shot them. I wouldn't use them for home defense. No, I don't. I just don't think they're powerful enough to like penetrate well. That's just me.
Well, they're getting.
What do y'all?
They're getting on towards supersonic. I mean, they'll push. So maybe, round count versus power. Now, the slugs don't push anywhere near the 1600.
All right. Cherry City Guns and Ammo is telling you no cut shells when you cut around the wad, not the crimp.
Yeah. Well, I get that too, but the only ones that I've seen were always cut around the crimp. Now, if you're cutting it around the wad, you're coming down even further. In my eyes, you're making it even more unstable under usage.
What if you cut down the rod and then recrimp it?
No, the crimp is all the way up the top where the plastic comes together. I'm not a fan because, like I said, once you cut something, you compromise it, and any movement will compromise it.
I don't disagree. So, I don't disagree. Any thoughts on mini shells, Scott?
I haven't shot them, so I mean, I'm not sure. I've got a couple different shotguns, but I've never actually put those through. So I'm gonna have to try it and see how it runs and how it does, and maybe I'll do a video out of it, but haven't shot them yet.
Yeah. What about you, Buzz?
I've seen them in the store. I've never tried them. I'm intrigued now, though. They sound kind of fun.
Yeah, I bet for going out and plinking, they're a lot of fun.
I mean, pumpkin season's right around the corner, so.
There you go. I mean, how many do you get in a standard shotgun tube? Like, say I have an 870, I took the plug out. It's supposed to hold 4 plus 1 in the chamber. What am I going to get in that Pat? What am I going to get in mini shells? Like 7?
Yeah, it takes like, a capacity of 4 or 5 to 7 or 8. It's kind of a big deal.
There you go. So, yeah. All right. Let's see if we can find any more questions in here.
Cutting the shell by the wad just, in my eyes, makes it even more unstable than cutting it by the crimp.
Yep. Cut shells leave the barrel inside the hole, which is larger than the wad. They can split a full muzzle choke. I think he's saying that backwards, but yeah, leave the hole inside the barrel. But yeah, that could be dangerous. Yeah, I can see that.
Hey guys, I think I'm gonna jump off. I gotta be at work in 3 hours.
All right,
get some rest, and but I appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely. We've ran a little long, so sorry about that, Scott. Everybody, make sure
you're
you
good.
check out Scott's channel. Drop it like it's Scott, and have a good night, man. Get some
All right,
sleep.
man. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Big Johnson says you need a special adapter for the Mossberg for mini shells. They work. Okay, that's something I didn't know. I wouldn't want to buy mini shells and then have to buy that adapter. My Maverick 88 goes from 5 to 9 capacity with mini shells. Oh, nice. My wife and I are loaded with 124 grain 9mm gold dot hollow points for carry and home protection. They work. They do a good job. So the 165s and 40 Smith & Wesson did not do a good job. The 180s did in ballistics gel. So it was interesting. Mossberg makes a mini shell adapter, makes the 505-90 series shotgun feed the mini shells much easier. Okay, there's that. Yeah, there you go. My 870 12 gauge will hold 8 of the mini shells, and they run pretty dang good. There you go. Yeah. I imagine you'd have definitely you wouldn't be able to run them in semi-autos. People pay homage to Glock without discussing its grip, trigger, or sights. The grip feels fine to me. I don't have any problem with that. Yeah, the sights, I actually shoot well with the sights. They suck, yeah, because they're plastic. They suck. The trigger, is what it is. The CZ P07 or the polymer framed double action, I forgot which one that is. That one had a worse trigger. I mean, so what do you want to do? My Beretta APX has a much better trigger than a Glock. Much better trigger than a Glock, and I can't shoot it as well. I shoot the Glock better. So there's something about that trigger that when I pull it, it makes me, when I pull the trigger, I'm doing this with the Beretta APX. So that's that. So
now the Walther PDP, I've got to mention the trigger on that thing. Even though I have to replace the sights, the Walther PDP, that trigger is butter. I just got a hold of it.
Nice. I hadn't even heard of it yet. So
yeah, Walther PDP. I got my hands on one. It's not for the channel; it's actually mine. So
nice.
I'm coming out with that one soon.
Cool. Yeah, Glocks are good guns for the money, but are they the best grip? No. Are they the best sights? No. Do they? Most of the
Walther
time.
made this one take Glock sights.
Really?
Yeah, And they say that it's compatible with most popular sites because they can't say Glock.
You guys have any?
Now, I just got my rear end handed to me for holster, draw training, speed, efficiency. I went down to Texas and I trained with Rob Higgins from Muzzle Front LLC. And I absolutely got my rear end handed to me. Now, when it comes to that, it comes down to a lot of repetition. And you really need someone to stand in front of you that has done lots of it to tell you what you're doing wrong. And so I showed up to this thing thinking that I could pull a gun and present it. And he showed me that everything I was doing was wrong. And once I did it his way, I realized everything that I thought was right is now wrong. So now I have a whole nother set of skill points that I have to build on. Just ridiculous. So when they show you like that dot training, you could print off the dot training off of any website. There's several of them out there. When you print that off, it's basically an 8x10 piece of paper that you put up, 3 to 5, 10, 7 yards, whatever you choose. And it takes about 50 rounds. And you're trying to get everything in a 2-inch dot. But what it does is it clown cards you. So clown card just means that every time you stop at a red light, you're changing up. So you really need to focus, just slow down, throttle yourself, concentrate, and get the fundamentals. So yes, when it comes to that, find somebody that can put you in your place. I mean, I hate to say that. Find somebody that can put you in your place and show you how to slow down, work on the fundamentals, and that is where that all draws into finding a holster, draw training, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
Buzz, would you like to add anything?
No, that's perfect.
Yep.
I literally 2 weeks ago got my butt handed to me, and that's what I'm going to tell you. So, yeah.
There we go. I always carry inside the waistband at 3 o'clock. So I was always told, pull your shirt to your tit. And so that way you don't have any issues, shirt to tit. And that when I do that, I don't have any issues. When I practice and I forget to pull it all the way up, I have issues. So that's one thing I'd have to say. And I was always told inside the waistband, slap the bottom of the holster and pull up, and you'll find the grip. Don't reach for the grip. All right, slap the bottom of the holster and pull up. So would your training course say I was wrong there, Pat?
No. When it comes to that, basically, now it was slap the holster and find your grip, but it was always figure out your mechanics before you present the weapon. So you reach down and grab the gun until you understand where your hand is nested. So here you are, you can pull the shirt, you can do all of the things, but the main objective was getting the hand into a comfortable grip. That way, when you present it, you're not trying to finagle your grip. So it was just this find a nesting point. That's not the term that he was using, but that's how I can liken it. So yeah, it's very much that. So like I said, find somebody that will hand you your rear end. Like let you come in and think you know what you're doing and then show you how you're wrong.
Very good. All right. Remember to thumbs up. Adam Hymas says, my wife has owned her Glock for 28 years. There you go. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. All right. The PO7 in SA is 3 pounds, 7 ounces when broken in. Nice. Nice. What is it in double action? There we go.
Yeah. Now, double action, I really shouldn't have sold my PO7. I had a buddy that could not find one. And I said, well, I'll get another one when things slow down. And I sold him a very well broken in P07, and they actually compared it against a new one, and it was very, very light. And so my buddy Mike was like, dude, that's probably like $4,000 worth of ammo in today's prices. It was hilarious.
Yep, muscle memory. There we go. Right. Patriots, good night from Delta Junction. Right, that's good advice. Train with people who are the pros. Got it. There you go.
Yep.
Yep. Patriots, good night from Delta Junction. Good night, Victor, from the far north there of Delta Junction, Alaska. So there we go. Well, guys, I think we're going to turn it in too. And it's been an hour and 25 minutes. So we'll let Buzz go first. Tell us about your channel and what's going on. What do you have coming up? And we'll go from there.
Well, here's the funny thing is I don't have a channel. I just clicked a Discord link and it brought me to this.
There you go. Okay.
And I was mowing the lawn, so I wasn't paying that close attention. So I apologize, but this is a great conversation, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. I put it in the Discord link. You chose to join, so no big deal. That's what I did. So you're welcome anytime, man. So yep.
Nice to meet you guys, and see you later.
Yeah, let us know how that 6.5 Creedmoor works out for you and how your match goes, man.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. Pat, you want to talk about what's going on your channel?
Yeah, I've got just a whole bunch of everything. Of course, right now I'm just trying to find something that'll actually hit. I am not in the favors of the YouTube gods. I have not put anything out in the last 6 videos that have hit 1,000 views. It's kind of pitiful. So, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I've hit 1,000 views, but like last year, if I put out 243 versus 6.5 Creedmoor, bam, 100,000 views in 2 or 3 months, right? This year, put out another 6.5 Creedmoor versus 243 view, stalled out at 4,500 views. So, and part of it is I think people are not watching that anymore because I mean, honestly, caliber comparisons are fun, but they're not really that smart. They're really, I mean, if you have a 243 or a 6.5 Creedmoor and you put the bullet where it's supposed to go, it's going to do the job, you know, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously you want to use like a heavy GMX or NAS or partition if you're hunting bigger game with a 243, but there's nothing in Alaska I would not hunt with a 243 80 grain GMX or 80 grain TTSX, right?
Yeah.
Now, would it be my preferred round? Absolutely not. But could it do the job? Absolutely, it could. You know, I would be ear holing a big brown bear, but it would do the job. You know, ruin the trophy, keep the hide, right? You know, but that's that. So I guess people are starting to kind of wise up to that fact, and you know, my best video in the last few months have been the 270 versus 30-06 with Hornady GMX ammunition, and it's got 14,000 views. But if I had put that last year, it'd have 60,000 views by now. So I know we're being throttled and shadow banned by YouTube. I absolutely know it for a fact. So gotta do what we gotta do. 6.5 Creedmoor versus 10 millimeter auto. Yeah, right. I am going to do 5.56 versus 10 millimeter. I hope to record that in the next few weeks because I found a box of Liberty 60 grain 10 millimeter. We'll shoot out of the 9-inch barrel 10 millimeter, and we'll shoot the 60 grain VMAX out of the 10-inch barrel AR pistol with a brace on it. See what we do. See how it goes. All right. Thank you very much. Echo's Reloading Chamber. He's got a nice little channel. Y'all go check him out. No cats are harmed in his channel, which personally I'd unsubscribe for that. I but whatever. But no, he's got a good little channel. Go the cat there. So, that's that. They've been getting failure feed on notifications too. There you go. at 10 millimeter all the way. The need more just doesn't stack up. Yeah, whatever. We know you're a Creedmoor hater. There's Cherry City. You're a Creedmoor hater. So anyway. Oh, and by the way, I need those 270 bullets, Cherry City. You said you're going to send me. I got to film that in the next few weeks too. So anyway, so if you don't mind putting those in the mail, I'd appreciate it. So I hate to call you out in public. My bad. But I was just thinking of it. So you said you were going to send me those 270 bullets. So I appreciate it. Well, to all, a good night. Godspeed. God bless. Take care. We will see you all at the range.